YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Reacts, bumming at you with a brand new video. Hey, man, today we got a banger, man. Today we got Roland Martin goes one-on-one with Dr. Umar Johnson, bro. This came out 7 years ago, 7.7 mil. Black Twitter unleashed on activist and philosopher Umar Johnson after his appearance on the Breakfast Club. So this was after the infamous Breakfast Club interview where Umar Johnson went on. I really can't remember that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But I know that he went OC on this motherfucker, so we gotta tap in and see what they talk about, man. Without further ado, let's go get us a video, man.
All right, folks. Dr. Umar Johnson recently was on 105.1 FM out of New York, The Breakfast Club, with DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God. During the interview, Johnson talked about a whole range of issues. It led to him being the talk of Black Twitter last week, and a lot of people were questioning his educational credentials.
Now, people ask me, what can we expect from a Donald Trump White House for Black America? And the answer is real simple. You can expect exactly what you got from a Obama White House. Absolutely nothing. Black people know they're not American, but they will fight like hell to protect that identity because they don't want to be identified with who they really are, and that's being African. As long as you have a skill, you can always feed your family. But if all you got is college degrees, you might end up in the unemployment line. I'm a psychologist. Ain't too many black people running around looking for a psychologist to reveal all the skeletons in their closet.
All right, folks, joining us right now, Dr. Umar Johnson. Welcome back to the show. First and foremost, it was amazing looking at this whole reaction.
I ain't gonna lie.
First
Dr. Umar with the short hair, with the beard, full beard, was the most elite Dr. Umar version. On God.
It was amazing looking at this whole reaction. I mean, I'm sitting here, again, people asking all kind of questions, things are blowing up. And so many people jumped on saying he's not a real doctor, okay? Where did you graduate from and you got your PhD?
My undergraduate education was from Millersville University, 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology. Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I earned my doctorate degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, American Psychological Association approved program, one of the top psychology training programs on the East Coast. 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
So when you see folks who question your degrees, your response?
It's because my narrative is a whole lot different from the average mainstream black scholar. I don't parrot the narrative that the American social order wants black scholars to parrot. I tell the truth. I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. And because they're not used to having someone with a traditional education posit non-traditional views, people will automatically start to question his credentials. How did he get this far believing what he believes in? Well, you have to play the spook who sat by the door. When I got accepted into those 3 universities, they didn't know what I believed in. They didn't know what I stood for. But as time went on, it revealed itself. But I'm unapologetically African, so I'm not really concerned with what people think about me personally. I have a job to do, and that is to awaken the sleeping consciousness of African people, not just in America, but all across the world.
One of the things that you said during the interview, you said that Mandarin was one of the official languages in South Africa.
Yes, sir.
And others said you were dead wrong.
Yes, because I didn't clarify that I was speaking of it being an official language in the public school system of South Africa. So I should have clarified that Mandarin is an official language in the Republic of South Africa's school system. It's not an official language in the country, it's an official language in the school system. And I was speaking of schools, but I didn't clarify that, so that's my responsibility.
During that particular interview, you talked about a variety of issues that also got people talking. One of them dealt with your views on interracial marriage.
Yes, sir.
And so, so explain that for folks who did not hear it.
Certainly. Simply put, any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what? 2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led house homes. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
Facts, and every stat he said still exists today. This came out almost 10 years ago. 10 years later, them stats is still the exact same.
So when you talk about not getting your respect, so if that's the case, you're saying President Barack Obama to get your respect because his dad married a white woman?
Oh, not at all.
Would Harry Belafonte?
Not at all. I want to be very clear about something. As Pan-Africanists, the product of an interracial union is an African. I have heroes who are biracial. Some of the grandfathers of Pan-Africanism were of mixed racial ancestry. You don't blame a child for how they got here.
But I'm asking you this here. Harry Belafonte has a white wife. No respect for him?
It would be very, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your social status.
So no. I didn't say social. I'm talking about the one who's put the work.
Right, but you put him out.
No. I'm asking you. So Harry Belafonte.
Yes, sir.
Sidney Poitier, Julian Bond, Vernon Jordan.
And you're naming all them to say what?
No, these are all African American men who have
done some good things.
No, who have married white women. But you said any black man.
He said it would be. I love when people twist people's words because he said it would be hard for them to earn my respect. He didn't say it's impossible. He's saying from a first impression glimpse, it's harder for them to earn respect because respect is earned, not given off the rip. Just because you black and you got a black woman don't mean I'm gonna respect you off the rip. No. It depends what you do with your ass, and it depends how you move. It depends how you dictate everything. Like if your woman respect black men, she understands she's white, but she understand black people. You know what I'm saying? And she cool with understanding that she got a black man, etc. Okay, that's a different situation. But he has to learn the situation before he can respect you. That's with anybody.
That woman will not get your respect.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm telling you is this: I don't care who you name. I don't care how much work you did for black people. Your greatest commitment to black people is being committed to a black woman. It is still a contradiction. No matter how much you think you did for the struggle, if you really were concerned with black people, you would have committed yourself to a black woman. So it doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how great you may claim them to be. At the end of the day, you didn't think enough about your own people to marry a woman who looks like you.
Frederick Douglass.
Yes, sir. An ancestor of mine.
So when you say ancestor, what does that mean?
Well, let me break it down.
Because again, some have said you tried to claim that you are a descendant of Frederick Douglass.
Okay, so let's deal with that.
So hold on one second. Here's a statement from the family. Let me go ahead and read this, please. The family of Frederick Douglass has received numerous inquiries about Umar Johnson questioning his relationship to Frederick Douglass. There have also been questions about his legitimacy of his PhD and the handling of the donations he's received for his school that he is promoting. We can tell you with 100% certainty that he is not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. With that being said, Mr. Johnson is very careful not to bill himself as a descendant, but he doesn't correct people when they refer to him in this way. He calls himself a blood relative, which is a nebulous reference designed to make people think he is a descendant. We have researched his explanation of being a blood relative to the great abolitionist. Some of the information he provides is accurate, but an extremely important piece of his explanation with regards to a documented relative of Frederick Douglass is false. The information he recites correctly is from the public record, so his knowledge of our family ancestry is far from definitive proof.
My nigga, ain't no way this dude brought Umar. Got all the proof that he's trying to destroy. Bro, basically what he's trying to do is he's trying to destroy Dr. Umar Johnson on his platform, fool. And obviously it don't work. So let's see what happens.
Two things there. One, he's not a descendant of Frederick Douglass, okay? I would concur with that, all right? But then two, you also heard that some of the things he says is correct. So the question becomes, he's either related or he's not, okay?
So are you related?
I'm about to answer your question, if you allow me to do that. I am a blood relative of Frederick Douglass. My name is on the family tree. We have a family reunion every 2 years. What they're talking about, and I want to make sure you're clear, they're talking about whether or not I come through the loin of Frederick Douglass, which I do not, nor have I ever claimed. Okay? I have more videos on YouTube than any other scholar. I speak around the world more than any other scholar. Show me where I've ever said I was a descendant. I've only claimed one thing, kinsman. How am I kinsman? If you ever read any of the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Cousin Stephen is Stephen Bailey, Dr. Umar Johnson's 4 times great-grandfather, whose grave I just visited last week. I go every year. Okay, that's my 4 times great-grandfather. He married my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey. From that union came my 3 times great-grandfather, George Washington Bailey, the first black public school teacher on Eastern Shore, Maryland. He married Grandmom Annie. They had Grandmom Caroline. Okay, she had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Cuban immigrant, Grandpop Cicero. They had Grandmom Ida, who's still alive, who married James Johnson, who had my father Jamal, who married my mama Barbara, and from that union I was born. I am a blood of Bailey. I am not married in. What they're talking about is strictly descendancy, something I've never claimed. Am I a kin? Do I directly come from the loin of the first cousin and potentially half-brother of Frederick Douglass? And the reason I say potentially, the slave master who owned our family, a white man named Aaron Anthony, raped Frederick's mother and raped Stephen's mother, my ancestor. And there's significant evidence to suggest that. Some people could still argue, though, that they were not brothers because it's not conclusive. Fine, throw that out. I'm still a kinsman because I come through the blood of his first cousin.
You talked about, again,
I love the way he broke that down, and he broke it down very vividly, very in-depth. He named all his people. He did an ancestry check, which is a good thing to do because you never know who you really related to. They do keep a good, you know what I'm saying, good history of the history we have here. It's just harder to trace it farther, but you could definitely trace it. If your family came from a slave household, you could trace it all the way back to there. Even if not, you could trace it back to there. And that's what's interesting is I haven't did that. I haven't really had the passion to, but it is something I want to do sometime in the future, just not right now type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Respect. Do you respect?
I don't talk about respect. I get tremendous respect from my people.
I'm not talking about that. Do you respect Frederick Douglass?
Obviously, yes.
But he had a white wife.
He did.
So that's what I'm trying to.
I'm gonna clarify.
Why is that an issue? Why is that if you put in the work and you have the history? Who cares who you marry?
I already answered that question, and I told you I don't care how much work you put in. If you don't commit yourself to a black woman, ultimately you wasn't totally committed to the struggle.
Even Frederick Douglass.
Even Frederick Douglass has to be criticized, as I did on the Breakfast Club. Now it has to be put in context. He didn't marry the white woman until he was an old man. After his wife Anna Murray Douglass of 50 years, a blue-black chocolate woman through whom all my cousins were born. He was an old man when he did it, but nonetheless he did it. And yes, he has to be criticized on that because a black man needs to be with a black woman, and it is a contradiction. I don't care how much work you think you've done for black folks to not commit yourself to a black woman.
First of all, I want to say, I don't want y'all tearing me up in the comments. I do not agree with that. I feel like whoever you fall in love with, you fall in love with. You black, the black gonna continue with your son no matter who you have sex with. Your son's still gonna be black because you got the black in him. At the end of the day, you gotta identify what the fuck you want to identify, bro. If you got 1% of Irish in you, bro, you can say you Irish, fool. It don't fucking matter. At the end of the day, I feel like it depends on how you grow, how you raised. You know what I'm saying? There's white people raised in black neighborhoods that would consider themselves black because they was born black and they know the black people struggles. They know the black people culture. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all this shit is social things anyway. At the end of the day, you just a man, I'm a woman. And that's what it comes down to. We all got the same blood. We all bleed the same. We all die the same. We all born the same. Nigga, it's no difference.
All right, 1 second. I got more questions when we come back.
I would argue the reason black men marry white women is because they wish they were white themselves. And having the white man's prize, his queen, is a psychological symbol to myself that I am equal to him.
We're back with Dr. Umar Johnson.
So if I get a black one, then what that mean?
In that particular,
I really want to do an interview with him, bro. It's not even on. I want to destroy him. You could tell the nigga Roland Martin, his intentions was different. If I would do it, I just want to ask him, why the fuck do you really believe that black people need to be with black people versus white people? Like, if a black person or a white person, they with a white person because it makes them feel stronger. I never heard that before. Then why not being with a black? How would black people make them feel weaker? I don't understand.
Statement. The family also addressed this here. You talked about taking over the buildings or the land of a black school that was shut down.
Yes, sir.
HBCU
St.
campus.
Paul's College.
And you were raising money for it. First of all, how much money has been raised, and what's the status of that project?
Well, St. Paul's has been sold. Approximately 3 to 5 months ago, I was told by the auction company.
And this is another thing about Dr. Umar, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He I don't know if he really doing stuff for the community and stuff. He is saying some real shit though, but then he's saying some bullshit too. And then it's like the school, bro. Like I know this shit take a minute, especially when you got your own money. I know it takes a minute, bro. But bro. Ain't no way it take that motherfucking long. I'm gonna be real.
Charge of the sale that it was been sold to a developer.
So how much money was raised? What the people gave? All kinds of people gave. How much was raised, and what's the status of that?
$700,000, and the status is we're still looking for a school, and the status is my start date for FDMG will be 8/21/18, or if at all, it may be delayed to 8/21/19, which is the anniversary of the Nat Turner War.
When you say looking for a school, why not start a charter school? I mean, you can start a school.
Because charter schools are owned by the state, and I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe what is to be done for black people must be done by black people. Why do I want a charter school?
So you want a private school?
Exactly, independent school.
Lauren.
So the question of interracial marriage,
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
come on, man.
Damn, there's 3 more people on the side. Ah, yeah. Him right here, bro. He look like he got a lot to say, fool. He look like he got a lot to say. I didn't even, so it was just other people over here just sitting down quiet, waiting for their turn.
You're too smart for this. We got 43.
I'm too smart for what?
We got 43 million black people in this country.
And
We
that
got
means
over
what?
190 million white people. You're gonna sit here and say that if
And you
a
got
black
half the
person,
black
a white
women.
person get married, a black person, a white person get married, one can't understand the other person's struggle. You've seen
It's not about
Tim Wise, right?
individualism.
You've seen
It's
Reverend
about
Wallace. You've
systematic
seen white people who
empowerment.
understand racism very well.
That doesn't
The
mean we're
other
going to
thing-
Hell, the white people let the black people become free. Shit, so what he saying?
The
What do you
other
think about
thing that is
it?
obviously true is they understand racism when you see
Damn, how was she quiet for a whole 11 minutes? She got to talk one sentence and she going OC. God damn, hold on. Shawty?
doesn't
The
mean we're
other
going to do
thing,
anything
the other
about
thing
it.
that is obviously true is they understand racism when you see things like the murder of Medgar Evers, like the murder of Martin Luther King. They understand racism
and
just
what
fine.
did they do about it?
They understand us gaining just fine, and that's why murder happened.
Based on
right?
what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle,
I
no
could
way.
care less what they understand. I'm
No
asking
way.
you, what have they done systematically
He already
to
told
improve
you that.
the opportunities
He
of
already
white folks?
told you
He
that.
did not tell
Oh,
me
yes,
that.
you did tell
He
tell
did
you
not
that.
tell me that.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand
What about
race in
Tim
America?
Wise?
They don't understand race
He
in America?
articulates
They don't
racism, so what has he done to
There are no white
systematically
people that understand race in
eliminate it?
America.
There's not a white
people.
person
There's
in
no white
America.
people that understand
second.
race in America.
One second.
There's not a white person.
Them going to Eugene.
There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You know,
Eugene,
190 million people in America.
Eugene.
We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't.
Called me a liar and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that
Watch
you're
how
lying.
you talk
It's
to
a
me,
fact
or
that
watch
you're
how I
lying.
talk
It's
to
a
you.
fact that you're
I
lying.
understand you.
To say that.
Everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against
And
black
that's
people.
fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So the language needs to be watched on both
Racial
sides.
epithets will not be used on this show
And that's fine.
by anybody.
But how we talk to each other needs
You
to
can
be
say
up
whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
So, from your paradigm, from your perspective, civil rights.
Bro, his name is Eugene.
So,
Used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
from your paradigm, from your perspective, civil rights act isn't an act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Current criminal justice reform legislation moving isn't a current act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Folk that funded the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s isn't an act of white folks.
Bro, okay, look, be real about it. You know what I'm saying? I know at the end of the day that, you know what I'm saying, white people helped black people get out of slavery. They did. But I ain't going to say they did the most OC. He trying to say that they doing the most OC to help change it. No, they not. Let's be real. They got a nigga free and they were like, there you go. You hear me? That was what they did, nigga. They didn't keep going OC and help more and more and more. And then if they is trying to help more, that help more is only a front, nigga, to get you to depend on them more. Food stamps, child support, all these other government things is all for you to depend on the government more. Because at the end of the day, like I said, they don't see color. The only color they see is green, which is money, bro. So. He going a little too far off the deep end, you feel me? You gotta be in the middle. Umar on this end, he on this end, you gotta be in the middle though. Brother on that end too far gone. He sold out for the whites. You can't do that. But you can't sell out and say they don't do shit. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, we would still be slaves today if the motherfuckers didn't want to ban that shit. It's still slaves in other countries, nigga. Shit, you know? Think about that shit.
Step up and have a black folk. I'm sorry, as an American, because I define myself as an American, an African American.
I'm sure you do.
I live in a country that moves forward together. And I say that as a Republican. We move forward together.
No,
yes, we have
chill out,
individual
fo.
struggle. Yes, we have struggles.
I'm not talking
yes, we
about
have. Yes, no. Yes, we have.
talking
we
about
have
systematic.
some.
Chill out, fo. That nigga said we move as a country together. Nigga, your country don't care about you, boy. They don't care about the military niggas, fool. It be niggas coming on from the military that be fucked all kinds of up. They don't be giving them no therapy, telling them to go to no therapy before they get out. The prison is supposed to help motherfuckers, but they don't give them niggas a way to come back, find a job easy. None of that shit, nigga. So what you mean they really care? They don't really care about motherfuckers, bro. They really just want motherfuckers back in the matrix. Matrix, make them money. If you making them money, they gonna fuck with you. As simple as that. That's why the industry people fuck with certain industry people, because certain industry people gonna look out for other. Yeah, bro, it's deep. It's a lot. Go with it. Come on now. You gotta understand that though before you start talking. He don't understand that.
We have systematic.
Finish it 15 seconds, then you answer.
We have systematic struggles, and together as a country, moving forward to defeat those struggles.
Really? So, based on what you said, I want you to give me examples of white folk, not individuals, but systematically.
Why can't it be individuals?
Excuse me.
Why can't they be individuals?
One second.
I know you can't wait to defend him, but let me finish.
1 second answer.
Can I finish?
Go.
Okay, I'm going. Okay? You cannot name anything systematically done ever in this country by white people to equal the playing field for black folks.
The Civil Rights Act, Congress literally sits behind us. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act.
Are you
Both of them.
Are you aware?
Hey, can I?
Both of them.
White people are proud of you, son.
Scott Bolden.
Real quick. I think the
He said, "Are you?" He said, "White people are proud of you, son." He said, "I know you are." He said, "I identify myself as American." I know you do. Nah, chill out, Umar, fool. I ain't gonna lie. He is. Look, I'm a realist, bro, and I could tell, bro. I agree with Umar more than I would agree with bro, all the way off the deep end. He over there yelling at the top of his lungs about the Civil Rights Act, nigga. Oh, we Lord.
terminology and the narrative.
Help these Negroes. No, but it is a fact. Why does it have to be a systematic thing versus individualism? Because if we're looking at individualism, I feel like that matters more to me, because the system not gonna put me in a place to be successful. It's not gonna put me in a place to fail. It depends on what I do every day as a person if I'm gonna win or fail. So I don't see why it has to be a systematic thing when it's really an individualistic world. Whatever I want to do, nigga, I can literally do it myself. It don't have to be a system in place for me to do it. Like, you know, I don't know though.
Being used is a little misleading, not from you, but from this dialogue right here.
Okay.
You know, it's one thing to sympathize with the struggle. It's another one to empathize with the struggle. Very different. When you talk about marriage being a political choice, and that one of the arguments that you made that I tend to agree with is that if you don't marry a black woman, then she can never support and comfort and value your day-to-day struggle as a black man. That being said, I do think that the level of the rhetoric that you use in regard to your Pan-Africanism is difficult for many of us, quote, in the mainstream to get our arms around. But this issue about black men and white women in the civil rights struggle is not a new discussion. My mother was a civil civil rights activist in Chicago, and she would often complain privately that, one, you can't sleep black, you can't sleep white and talk black, if you will. And that's always been in the American struggle, African-American struggle with ourselves.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is that we struggle with our own psychology about self-love and otherwise. And if we
That's
get
the
our arms
problem.
around that does make sense.
Okay.
But
That's
you
the
would
problem.
have to say that you know
Facts.
190 million
Facts.
people.
But you're being too
One second.
You would have to
dictatorial.
claim
Answer
that.
one
Individuals
second.
don't
Answer the
matter.
question.
You'd have to claim
No,
that.
go ahead and respond. Go ahead.
And I agree with my brother's
Scott.
comments. Brother Scott, he brought up the Civil Rights Bill, but what he did not talk about in relation to the Civil Rights Bill is there were two words included in that bill that ultimately served to take away from black people what that bill was intended to deliver. They added gender and they added sexual orientation. And as a result of that, white women and homosexuals have been able to strip black America from the intended gains of the Civil Rights Act. So there was still racism in that bill if you will study that history.
So, Umar, your question.
And that's a fact too. Affirmative action. Blacks love the affirmative action. And don't get me wrong, blacks was getting into schools and stuff because of that. But the majority, which was white women was in that category too. And I think even gay men. So if you got gay white men in there, which is a majority over blacks, then you got white women, which is a majority over blacks, and then you got Mexicans and every other race, which Mexicans is over blacks. It's like, bro, at this point, you fought for affirmative action, but you are still a minority that's getting the affirmative actions through affirmative action, my nigga. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like black people are fighting for shit and defending laws that's wrote to make it seem like it's really for them, but in the underwriting, they including other things to make the black people in that the minority.
As a result of that, white women and homosexuals have been able to strip black America from the intended gains of the Civil Rights Act. So there was still racism in that bill if you will study that history.
So, Umar, your question was, has anyone black ever systematically done, has anyone white ever systematically done anything?
Systematically. White America.
So LBJ would be the answer for that,
No,
because that's the government.
No, I don't think you
That's
heard
a
the question.
systematic move.
No, you didn't hear the question.
No.
No, you did not. No,
Yeah, I
you
did.
didn't.
Yeah, I
You're
did.
so quick to defend white
Yeah,
folks that you're not listening.
No, I'm not trying to.
No.
45
I ain't gonna lie.
seconds, so reset
I ain't
the
gonna lie.
question and give an answer.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of crazy to say. Look, bro, at the end of the day, it's okay to look at achievements individually, bro, but you have to understand that the mass majority of black people is not in a good position, especially mental wise, bro. You have to understand that's the fight. Black America is fighting themselves, nigga. Harriet Tubman literally said she freed 1,000 slaves. She could have freed 1,000 more, probably more than that for real. If they knew that they were slaves, nigga. Most people be attacked mentally so hard, nigga, that they not even knowing that they fucking themselves. And this is somebody who's fucking themselves. Imagine a black woman arguing with a black man. It should be no argument. Bitch, listen, I'm the man. Like,
45
Let's
seconds.
get an answer.
The question was, what has white America done?
Right.
Not individuals. Systematically,
Why not
can I?
individuals?
You
Why
won't
not
even let me
individuals?
finish.
Yeah, because
You're that in love with white folks, you won't even let me finish.
Point on everything.
Finish.
Gotta
Literally
laugh 3 times.
20
Gotta
seconds.
laugh 3 times.
There is no bigger system than the
20
US.
seconds, I'll finish.
The US
And in 20
government is
seconds, I would
fixing-
say that the panel that you have here, who are extremely intelligent, do not represent the everyday black man and woman struggles, and then because of that,
That's
they
true.
can articulate.
And you
them
represent
effectively.
43
That's
million
true.
people in this
All right,
country? I don't think so.
I appreciate it. Thanks so
I don't
much.
think you represent.
Weekdays on
they don't get it, bro. That's tough. That's tough. It's a crank,
TV
but it's
One.
tough that they
I will
don't
never
understand
lie
what
to
brother.
you.
Hey,
Oh,
Trump, my boy. Look, bro, it's tough that they don't understand what brother's saying, because at the end of the day, this shit is really basic information, basic common sense shit. Look, if you understand where black people lives in a whole, bro, they mentals is fucked, bro. Look at the family. What Umar was just saying. Look at the family, nigga. He's saying the system of which black people live under is keeping them under the disguise, bro. That's basically what That's basically what he's saying, though. He's saying basically the system is so fucked up and black people don't see it. That's the part that's fucked up. I don't know if he's saying that, nigga, but that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, he's his own person, nigga, and I've got my own motherfucking feelings. Individually, yeah, we doing good as a motherfucker. But the people in the hoods, bro, the most majority of black people out here still think they lost. The women still out here not getting married. If they do get married, they still out here becoming a top rank of divorce. Then you got the men having kids, moving on. The majority, I'm speaking on the majority now. That's the majority. And they think that is normal. And if you say anything about that not being normal, they think you talking down on their culture. That's the majority. That is the systematic oppression. That's what systematic oppression did to these niggas. It made them think that that shit is normal. That's what I feel like Umar is saying, bro. And they not getting it. Shit, I was a single mama and I made it. The motherfuckers stay saying that. But look at all your other friends that single mamas, nigga. They fucked up. You the only one out your whole friend group that's successful, nigga. That's bad. If you look at white people or Jews, nigga, most of them becoming successful with whatever they want to do. It's like 5%, 10% max that's not becoming successful. Whereas you look at us, it's only 10% max that's getting successful. You feel me? That's the difference. I don't feel like it's a system. It's definitely a systematic thing because we the ones that's using all the system sources. You feel me? 90% of black people is on welfare versus only 50% or 40% of white people and other races. It's a reason why niggas is just lost. And it's okay to be lost, bro. Just make sure you in that 10% that gets successful, fam. And don't be trying to help other motherfuckers because they think that way of life is the way of life. And it's not. Become yourself, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. Stay up, be blessed. Peace.